Snack time. Gotta refuel. One more. Oh, so thirsty. So recently I've been doing some research on the Boston area, and I discovered interesting history related to Vikings in the area. Back in the 19th century, there was this cultural obsession with Vikings, and the results can be seen on the Boston landscape even today. It's a strange story. It involves a wealthy 19th century chemist and his obsession with the idea that Leif Erikson not only visited Boston, but built a house here. So I'm gonna go visit some of these landmarks that he left around Boston, and on my way I'm going to show you some of the roots of the American Industrial Revolution right here in Waltham. I need to run about 18 miles in order to see all the landmarks, so it's going to take me quite a while. Better get going. Here on Moody Street in Waltham. This is the most well-known street in Waltham because of all the entertainment and restaurants on it, and its proximity to the Charles River and the Waltham Common. Moody Street was named after Paul Moody, who was an inventor who came up with the first powered loom in the Americas, which was used to power the textile manufacturing facilities nearby. All right, next stop is the old watch factory, which is about half a mile up. Let's go. Behind me is the old Waltham Watch Company. For over 100 years, starting in the mid-1800s, this building produced over 40 million units. Before factories like this one, watchmaking was a bespoke cottage industry, and timepieces were very expensive. This factory was the first to produce a watch end-to-end in one building, using interchangeable parts. That accomplishment earned it a prominent place in the American Industrial Revolution. It really is a huge building. These days it's a multi-use, I think it's apartments and some businesses. It's huge though. Right on the Charles River, it's a great place. Okay, next stop is Norumbega Tower, down at the confluence of Stony Brook and the Charles River. Let's go. This sign kind of puts a damper on my route plans. I think I'm gonna try to run it anyway. What's the worst that could happen, right? They tell me to turn around. We'll see. Let's go. It's hot out here. I'm losing a lot of water. Hope I brought enough for 18 miles. I think I did. We'll see. It's snack time. Gotta refuel. One more. Oh, so thirsty. So I made it here to Norumbega Tower. This tower might look like it served some kind of purpose, being right on the river, but it was actually built in 1889 by a wealthy chemist named Eben Norton Horsford. Horsford got his fortune by developing a new formulation for baking powder, and then he patented it. Later in life, with lots of time and money on his hands, he became obsessed with the idea that the Norse, and specifically Leif Erikson, settled this area. He believed that this location here was the location of the legendary city of Norumbega. So he built this tower here to commemorate it. I want to go inside and check it out. Let's go. Wow, it's pretty tall. It's 38 feet tall. It's not really well kept up. There's a lot of graffiti everywhere. Looks like people don't come up here very often. There's nowhere to even park over here. You have to park pretty far away and walk in. The thing is, there's actually no evidence to support that Vikings settled this far south. There is evidence to support that they visited North America around the year 1000, but it is thought that they actually visit much further north, maybe in Newfoundland. Horsford was using evidence of maps from the 1500s that labeled large swaths of area in New England as Norumbega, which he thought to mean Norway. But this is just an exercise in motivated reasoning, really. He wanted them to settle here, so he found reasons why. Okay, I think it's time to go. The stairs here are all dark, and there are only a few windows. Made it out. That was kind of cool. There's this plaque behind me on the tower that tries to explain the evidence that Horsford had for the Vikings living here. It's kind of dense to read though, so I didn't get a close-up shot of it. But it's interesting nonetheless. All right, I'm gonna keep going. I got another, oh man, 11 miles to run. We'll see how this goes. All right, let's go. 10 miles into my run now. I'm at one of the dams on the Charles River. This dam was used to power the textile mill that's right here in front of me. It was built in the early 1800s. These days, it's not used for much, but it's really cool. Behind me is the building of the old Boston Manufacturing Company. This was the first textile mill in America, and it housed the entire process from beginning to end under one roof. And it was powered by a nearby dam on the Charles River. Working conditions here were brutal. Young women had to work maybe up to 80 hours a week in what was called the Waltham Lowell system. These days, this building is just a museum and used for mixed use, but it stands as a reminder of the early American Industrial Revolution. Hey guys, I'm about 14 miles into my run, and I found this very interesting stone tablet here on Mount Auburn Street. It says, Washington passed this place on his way to Cambridge to take command of the Patriot Army, June 1775. That's really cool. I never knew that was here. Awesome. All right, I got another few more miles and I have one more thing to show you guys. Then I'm heading home. Let's go. First I need some water. Almost there. My watch just beat for 16 miles. My legs are really hurting. We got about 2.5 left. Alright guys, I made it to the last stop here. I'm at Memorial Drive in Cambridge, and there's this stone tablet on the ground. It was commissioned by the same guy who built Norumbega Tower, Eben Norton Horsford. And the plaque reads, on this spot, in the year 1000, Leif Erikson built his house in Vineland. It's probably not true, but this thing still remains here after over 100 years. It's interesting. All right, I am so tired right now. I have about 2.5 miles left till I get home. Let's go. So I was running back home and I noticed this street here is called Norumbega Street. What a coincidence. So the legend of Norumbega lives on in our street names and obscure monuments scattered through Boston. That's really cool. So I learned a lot in this run today. Just about coming up to the end of it now. So thank you guys for sticking with me. Hope to do this again soon. All right, see you later. Bye.